Hello everyone. Today we are going to present you Bloom's taxonomy. It was created by Benjamin Bloom and co-workers in 1956 as a kind of classification of learning outcomes and objectives that had been used for everything. It is used for teachers to discuss and exchange learning and assessments so it can encourage a higher order thought in their students. Also, the key phrases can be used to prompt skills during assessment process. The first point that I'm going to talk about is knowledge. Can be known as the capacity to remember specific and universal facts. The students recalls and recognizes information and ideas and principles. Terminology, which involves words and technical terms. The specific facts, which involves dates, parts of something, and events. And methodology, which involves methods of investigation, techniques, and procedures. Some verbs that can be used here are define, tell, recite, quote, memorize, illustrate, and describe. A brief example that I can give you is define the meaning of the next image and illustrate your own meaning of it. The next point that I'm going to talk about is comprehension. Comprehension is the capacity of understanding of an individual. Also, the student will know what is being communicated and can make the use of the material or idea that is being communicated. It requires that the student explain the relationships between the dates and the principles. It involves translate, which means that the student has the ability to paraphrase to understand known literal statements such as symbolisms and metaphors. Interpretation, which means that the student can explain or summarize. Some verbs that can be used here are summarize, interpret, infer, relate, paraphrase, and cite. A brief example that I can give you is read the next paragraph and summarize in your own words.
The third category that we have is application. In this category, the student selects, transfers, and uses data and principles to complete a problem or task with a minimum of direction. Some verbs that we can use in this category are build, complete, calculate, modify, and classify. An example of this category is make a storyboard from a movie about a book you are reading. The next category is analysis. In this category, the student distinguishes, classifies, and relates assumptions, hypotheses, evidence, or structure of a statement or question. The verbs that we can use in this category are analyze, order, connect, and infer. A very easy example of this, it can be a presentation of a comparative table on the advantages and disadvantages of using the internet. The next one that we have is synthesis. In this category, the student originates, integrates, and combines ideas into a product, plan, or proposal that is new to him or her. The verbs that we can use in this category are create, contrast, choose, and demonstrate. A very common example is design a device to separate garbage into organic and inorganic. The last category is evaluation. In this category, the student appraises, assesses, or critiques on a basis of specific standards and criteria. The verbs that we can use in this category are critique, apprise, argue, and explain. A very common example, it can be writing an essay on caring for the environment. And that's all for us. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.